Jordan, would you like to explain what it is you're doing?
I'm spackling the ceiling. Ice and a cake.
The Pittsburgh project has people like me who are volunteers, as well as leaders who are like certified contractors, help out with some of the repairs. So one of the projects in the household that I volunteered at for the week was repairing the ceiling in the elderly wife's room. Her ceiling, it collapsed a few months ago, and so we were able to put in a new ceiling, plaster it, sand it. It was quite an experience.
It was originally a steel town, and a lot of people moved here for that sort of work, and nowadays that work really isn't here anymore. The steel industries have moved across seas, and it's mostly imported rather than made here in the United States. So that means there are a lot of people who moved here for the steel industry who are older now and don't have the employment they used to have, but they still have those houses they bought when the steel industry was booming.
It's a big feat, and it's not something to be taken lightly. It's just not something that we should look at as, we're building this house for them. We're not. We're taking a house that they have. It's their home. And we're just making it more livable. We're just making it more comfortable and cozy, and we're giving them things that we think that they deserve and that they haven't been able to give themselves.
This is one of the most valuable things you can learn how to do. Learning how to put your worries outside yourself and concern yourself entirely with another person's well-being, even if it's somebody you've just met, like Mr. and Mrs. West. I don't think I've done much else that's as rewarding as that.
The bond that we created here was just absolutely amazing, and I've learned so much about myself, about what things I'm capable of doing, whether it's construction or, just talking to people or talking to the homeowners and just truly making a difference in their life. You think you're just the small little work within their lives, but you truly do, make a mark on their life to better their circumstances, and it's truly moving, and I'm so happy I got the opportunity to do it.
The people that work here and the people that help run it are all very closely tied into their Christian faith. So every morning a man named Ross came. He did a prayer, and we all held hands and talked about things we were thankful for, and it was really cool. Everyone really opened up, and I think it was really just a great example of how this group and the people working with the Pittsburgh project have all bonded really close with each other, and we all shared some very meaningful personal things this morning.
I learned so much from the homeowners, like I said earlier, from everyone I've worked with. Also skills in carpentry, how to cut drywall, random things that I wouldn't have learned elsewhere.
Even if we didn't finish those projects, I think just what was accomplished is what truly matters in the end.
The goal of this week was to put everything I had into doing something good for somebody else, and I was able to see that. We didn't finish our project, but we definitely made a tangible, visible difference in somebody's life.
These organizations are everywhere, and that it takes maybe a day to make a difference. There's Habitat for Humanity on campus that has similar work that we did for Pittsburgh and just rebuilding houses to make them livable for people.
As Jeff, one of the people we worked with, said, you really never know how much you actually impact a person. Any small moment can change someone's life forever. And I think that this week we made a series of small moments and large moments that really impacted a family and a house in Pittsburgh.
I think that was probably one of the most meaningful things for me on this trip was just the conversations I had with Mr. and Mrs. West about their lives, because in many ways, like, even though we were repairing their house, we were also just there to be with them.
The most meaningful experience for me about this trip was building connections with peers around service learning and social justice service learning that'll be, long-standing and impactful throughout our college life, and really just bonding together over serving others.
This is what the Pittsburgh Project means to us, but for me it means growing as a community.
For me, it means learning to be humble and putting my worries outside myself.
For me, it means people helping people.
For me, it means making deep, meaningful connections with other people.
For me, it means learning more about myself and my peers.
For me, it means bringing joy and faith to the beautiful community of Pittsburgh.
It means learning about the community while also giving.
For me, it means helping others who might be in the same predicament as me.
For me, it means believing in myself and learning new things every day.
For me, it means working with locals to serve vulnerable people in the community.
It means respecting what has been and building what could be.
For me, the Pittsburgh Project means leading a great group of people and meeting a great group of homeowners.